Hi everyone, my name is Dr. James Sido and I welcome you again to another edition of Issues of Life with Dr. James. So today we want to look at how to handle sexual advancement in students by lecturer. It's a very rampant thing that is happening now. And you might be worrying, what can you do if you find yourself in such situation? But before I proceed, I would like us to know what it means when we say sexual advancement. Sexual advancement by lecturers towards students is a serious ethical, psychological, and institutional issue, especially in higher education settings. Now we want to have a deep discussion on what exactly it is. How do you undo sexual advancement on students by lecturers? How do you undo sexual advancement on students by lecturers? Now, we need to understand the issue before we proceed. Sexual advancement or harassment by lecturers refers to any unwanted sexual attention. Listen attentively. Any unwanted sexual attention, request for sexual favors, or other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. Please underline that. Made by a lecturer or a student, often in exchange for academic favors like grades or opportunities. What's so bad? This is so pathetic. This is so pathetic. If a student will have to give what she has to get grades, it's so pathetic. So this problem is particularly toxic. Yes, it is particularly toxic because of the power imbalance. Lecturer to students. The lecturer has power over the students. So because of that power imbalance, lecturers hold authority over students' grades, their recommendations, and futures. Can you imagine? Making it difficult for students to resist or report abuse. This is so bad. Power imbalance. Okay, let's move on. What happens? Number one is power imbalance. Some lecturer exploit their position of authority, or because they know that they have power over the students. Another thing is lack of accountability. Many institutions lack clear policies or fail to enforce them. When there is no policy that is guiding an institution, students tend to find themselves in situations whereby nothing can be done. But when there are policies that are guiding a particular thing, then there must be a punishment that will go after it when it happens. Another one is cultural silence. That is happening so much in the area we find ourselves. So to say, Africa. In Africa, there are so many things that we sweep under the carpet. We don't want people to know. We don't want people to know what have happened. We don't want them to see us or perceive us as somebody that is being molested or that has been made some advances on, which is very wrong. So, cultural silence, when we talk about that, victims face shame, stigma, and disbelief. Fear of reprisal. Students may worry about failing a course or damaging their academic future, and because of that, they tend to give in to the lecturer. But they have their own power as well. They may not know. They have their own power as well. Now, what are the effects on the victims? What are the effects on the victims? Let's consider that as well. Number one is psychological trauma. Psychological trauma. When we are talking about psychological, then it has to do with our mental state, mental health in totality. So, a student that finds him or herself in such a situation may start expressing a kind of depression, anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. I can imagine. Another one is academic consequence. I deliberately put all these things down because I don't want to forget any of them, and that's why I'm saying all this. You see me looking at my tab, I'm trying to mention all the points I've put down for everyone to see. Psychological trauma, like I said, is one of the effects of on victims of sexual advancement or sexual harassment. Let's put it that way. Then academic consequences. dropping out, poor performance, fear of attending classes and all that, because the student may be thinking the lecturer will be looking after him or her. When I'm saying him or her, because it can come from a female lecturer and it can also come from a male lecturer as well. Male students are also being molested by female lecturers, so we need to balance the equation. Now, another effect on the victim is loss of trust in the institution and in other authority figures, because sometimes it happens and it just go like that, or because maybe the person that is involved has some power that, you know what I mean by power on the top. I don't want to go into details about that. Powers that be, they go and see some politicians and all that in order for those matters to be swept under the carpet, and the student will now be at the receiving end, suffering anxiety disorder, suffering depression because of what had happened to him or her. Another effect is silencing and isolation. Victims may feel ashamed and they may feel alone as well. So how can students undo it? How can students undo it? There are ways to undo this thing. So when I see students having a kind of fear about my lecturer is running after me, I don't have choice, I have to give in. Come off it. You are not supposed to give in any way. You have your own right to protect as well. So how can you undo it? Recognize and name it. That is number one. Understand that any unwanted sexual attention is not your fault and is a violation of your rights. Set clear boundaries. That is very important. Politely but firmly say no and express discomfort that you don't want it, you don't want it, and you should not be forced to do it. Document everything. When you are going, or the person calls you to ask for all these things from you, try to document everything said. You have your phones with you, record every conversation as evidence when you are called thereafter, to show that this person is making some advances over you and you do not want to fall in. Number 4, report it. You're talking about how students can handle it. Report it. Use institutional channels like student affairs, sexual harassment committees, ethics boards to report whatsoever that you don't like that is being made on you by any lecturer. Then another thing is that you have to seek support. And before you seek support, please, you can also report to external authorities. Sometimes when you find yourself in a situation whereby in that institution you have powers that be, and things can be easily swept under the carpet. So what you do, you can involve external authorities. There are authorities that are protecting the image of students concerning things like this. So you seek support to a trusted friend, family member, counselor, and a student union. That is very important. That is why you have a student union here. Talk to the president, talk to people that are in charge of welfareism and all that. This is exactly what you are facing, and you don't want to just commit yourself into it, so they can fight your cause. So you seek support from these people. Then I would like to talk about what institution can do in the second part of this discussion, because this thing is not a matter of the student doing it all alone. This institution also has its own part in taking care of the students and trying to curb this kind of evil coming from lecturers. Those people that are meant to guide students are now the ones that are leading them astray because of what? Power imbalance. My dear students, I want to tell you, you have your own power, you have your own right to protect. Anyone, any lecturer, whether a male or female, that is trying to pull you down, that's trying to make any sexual advances on you, please report. You know me. You can talk to me. You fight the cause. You speak up. Don't, because you want some marks or anything, somebody is promising you a particular mark, you now go and give it. Please let it stop. Don't ever allow it, because you have your own right to protect. You have your own right to protect, and I know that when you speak out, you'll be out of it, and you'll be protected as well. I'll see you in the next part of this discussion. Till I see you, I remain Dr. Yemi James with Ages of Life with Dr. Yemi James. Bye for now.